So there's a line in the basic text of Narcotics Anonymous, and it says that addiction is such a cunning enemy of life that we had lost the power to do anything about it. And you know, that book that quote's from, it's a book that some of the luckier drug addicts in this world, you know, get to read. Couldn't tell you the percentage. It's a small few, right? Lots of people die before getting to read it. Lots of people can't read it, even if it gets kind of presented to them, because of, you know, there's like the arrogance of addiction, because, you know, addiction is such a kind of enemy of life. And you know, it's an awesome book, right? It was written by a bunch of drug addicts getting into a room. I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but I imagine from what it says in the book that they all said a little prayer and they asked God to help them with this book, right? Like right through them. So obviously, like if a load of people get in a room and then ask, you know, God, whatever that is, for them all, to help right through them, they're going to write a pretty profound work, right? So yeah, addiction is such a cunning enemy of life. One of the problems with that book is I can almost guarantee that everyone saying those prayers in that room at that time would have been working on the kind of the exoteric God, the idea that God lives outside of us, right? You know, the idea that is profilated. I think that's the right word. Trying to be too clever. See, profilated. You know, across all mainstream religion, you know, just across the world, really. Like Jesus is here. Fucking Muhammad did this. You know, everything's outside of you. There's a big dude in the sky. You know, as long as you're good things will happen. You won't go to hell. Blah 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 blah. Right? You know, exoteric religion for the masses. No different. Like obviously, you know, like religion now it's a bit of a fucking misnomer. We don't really care in this kind of modern. You know, I'm not going to say modern, in this society, right? We don't really care for religion, not as a whole, right? Because we've got TV and you know, that's the Valium of the masses now. Internet, all that stuff. Anyway, I digress. 3:33 when I looked at the little video timer then. I like that number. I like synchronistic numbers. Anyway, yeah, addiction, right? Now, like, I know quite a lot about it. It's been a fairly big part of my life, right? And you know, like I've overcome. The right word. I've healed, right? I'm not going to say overcome. I've healed from, you know, like heroin addiction, cocaine addiction. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke weed anymore, which is remarkable. I haven't took any hard drugs for a long time. I don't feel the need to. I don't even though, you know, like life is painful sometimes. This world that I find myself living in, you know, I find very difficult to live in at times. Oh yeah. You know, I haven't had to put a drug in my body for quite a long time. I never really liked beer, but you know, I haven't had to put a drink in my body for a very long time. Been quite a while since I watched any porn. I'm not perfect with food. But you know, I'm not stuffing my face because I feel a certain way, or throwing up because I feel a certain way. You know, I'm not drinking 10 cans of, I'm not drinking any cans of fucking Coke ever. Maybe that's for a different video. You know, I've pretty much nailed my addiction to, you know, foods that are bad for me. I've definitely nailed my porn addiction. I've definitely nailed my sex addiction. I've definitely nailed my drug addictions. Definitely nailed, you know. Right, yeah, I think they're the 5 main ones I can think of. None of them have any power over me anymore. None of them run my life. None of them affect my health. None of them affect my relationships, right? Yeah, a lot of the time, I still feel really fucking disconnected, really shit. Life still feels really hard. You know, like I still want to, you know, I want to get the feeling that I got from, you know, using substances or people or places. I mean, like, I want to change how I feel quite a lot. So it's, you know, and it's like, it's 20 odd years since I first read that book and that line, right? And I'm not stupid, fucking far from it. So like, what is it I'm missing in my life, right? That's kind of the question I've been asking this morning. And like, what, you know, it's not just me. Like, I talk to other people, they feel similar things to me, right? I mean, not loads, but, you know, enough to know I'm not completely alone, right? And what I'm starting to realise, right? What God told me this morning, right? And when I say God, I'm not talking about like a big dude in the sky or big bird in the sky. I'm just talking about me, really, like about my soul, my higher self, my intuition. Right. So this morning I was asking, like, well, what is it? Why do I still feel like a fucking addict? Why do I still feel so disconnected and so stuck and so fucking broken sometimes? And you know, I got told it's because I'm addicted to pain. Right? I'm addicted to suffering. I'm addicted to my story. Right? I'm addicted to the stories I tell about myself, to myself. You know, I'm addicted to like a certain way of being, and yeah, like, and do you know what, I have to sit into that for a minute, just kind of thinking about how that little bit of intuition made me feel. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye out for my dog. Seems like she's up to mischief. Yeah, so like I'm me, for sure. I'm addicted to pain. I'm addicted to the stories I tell myself. What are some of those stories? It'll never be any different, you know. I can't say that because, you know, the world's fucked. That's what I'm struggling with at the minute. Because, you know, all evidence that I find, it's very hard to get away from that, right? But I suppose let's look at that one, because, you know, if you know me or you've seen any of my videos, you might get that I have some issues with the way things are, right, in society and stuff. And yeah, like, well, all that's true. Pretty much everything I see and say, it's only true to me when I say it, right? There's a part of me that is addicted to the story or the belief that, you know, money's evil, Elon's bad, politics is this, no one fucking cares about the common man. You know, I'm addicted to that story, and it's like no one takes a drug, or no one takes a drink, or no one eats a fucking chocolate bar or 10 without like a reason, a payoff, right? A rush of dopamine, some kind of fix. It's, what does being addicted to that story give me? It gives me an excuse, right? It gives me an excuse to not do the things that I'm scared to do. Like, get up every day and just shine my light on this earth, try and communicate from like the heart and from love. It gives me an excuse to not get a proper job. It gives me an excuse to, do you know what I mean? I'm sure you can fucking think of loads more, and time's getting on. I know your attention's precious. So yeah, I don't know, that's it for today. I'm a fucking master, really fucking good at smashing addictions, really good at helping people overcome addictions. The more and more I sit with myself and the more and more I look at the world, we're all addicted to pain. We're all addicted to our stories. And I don't know. Today I choose to have a day where I let go of at least one of those stories. I let go of at least one of those pain points, of things that I make up and believe to be true, to ultimately give me an excuse to not do the things I know, to not do the things my soul knows it needs to do.